Welcome to Purely Med, where we explore the quiet corners of medicine, the stories you were never told, the people who lived them, and the bodies that bore their burdens. Tonight, we invite you to take a journey into the history of childbirth. Not the sanitized textbook version, but the intimate, often hidden reality of what it truly meant to bring life into the world across different eras, in different places, through pain, risk, ritual, and resilience. So settle in, slow your breath, and let's begin. Segment 1. Why it sucked to be a birthing woman in the past. Daily life immersion. Part. Imagine yourself in the year 1347. You live in a small village in medieval Europe. There are no hospitals, no antiseptics, no formal doctors for people like you. You are pregnant for the 5th time. The first 2 births ended in stillbirth. The 3rd child died of fever within the month. The 4th, your daughter, is just beginning to walk, and now once again you prepare to labor. You lie on a straw mattress. The local midwife, a woman in her 50s who learned from her mother, lights a candle. You bite down on a leather strap. There are no painkillers. The air is thick with incense and sweat. Superstition mixes with medical instinct. Prayers are whispered. Herbs are burned. A priest may be waiting outside in case the worst happens. And it often does. The danger isn't just the baby getting stuck, it's infection, hemorrhage, sepsis, conditions unnamed but deeply feared. You're not a patient. You're a woman giving birth, a rite of passage that is sacred and deadly. In this time, childbirth is not private. It is communal, ritualistic, and brutally honest. You're expected to endure it, to survive it, if you're lucky. Pause. Now shift to 17th century Japan. You're attended by an anma, a traditional female healer. She chants softly. She presses warm cloths to your lower back. Your family places talismans around the room. Outside, neighbors burn incense to protect against evil spirits. Inside, the birth unfolds with silence and ceremony. No screaming, only breath. Segment 2. The midwives, the mothers, and the men who tried to help. Medical biography or event. Now let's meet a woman whose life shaped modern childbirth. Ignaz Semmelweis, a Hungarian doctor in the 1840s, noticed a deadly pattern. Women giving birth in hospitals, attended by male doctors, were dying of childbed fever far more often than those attended by midwives. Semmelweis didn't know about germs, but he suspected that physicians were carrying something dangerous on their hands. He mandated hand-washing with chlorinated lime before attending births. Mortality rates plummeted, but his colleagues dismissed him. He was ridiculed, eventually institutionalized, and died from a septic wound, a cruel irony. It would take decades before germ theory proved him right. Meanwhile, women kept dying. His story reminds us medicine evolves not only through discovery, but resistance, tragedy, and forgotten truth. Segment 3. Birth rituals, mysteries, and the anatomy of delivery. Discovery, deep dive. Across cultures and time, childbirth has been surrounded by mystery. In ancient Egypt, the birth bricks were painted with protective gods. Women squatted atop them during labor. Papyrus texts recorded remedies, crocodile dung for contraception, honey and dates for labor induction. In the Andean highlands, childbirth was a solitary act. Women would walk into the wilderness, give birth alone, and return, or not. Even today we study the pelvis, marveling at its biological compromise. Wide enough to allow the passage of life, narrow enough for upright walking. A structure designed by nature, shaped by evolution, and tested by millennia of mothers. The uterus, once called the wandering womb, was believed to cause madness. The cervix, so often forgotten, performs a slow, elegant transformation during labor, thinning, softening, and finally yielding. Segment 4. Childbirth, behind closed doors, the elite, the royals, and institutional birth, societal perspective. 1. Not all women gave birth on straw floors. In Versailles, Marie Antoinette gave birth publicly, a tradition to prove the royal baby was legitimate. Her chamber was so crowded that she fainted from heat and lack of air. In Victorian England, Queen Victoria gave birth under chloroform, and her approval helped normalize anesthesia. Wealthy women, beginning in the early 1900s, entered hospitals for painless childbirth. But those early hospital births were sterile and cold. Women were often strapped down, sedated, isolated from their babies. Twilight sleep, they called it. What was seen as progress felt to many women like disconnection, and yet childbirth slowly became safer, cleaner, more controlled. But some traditions were lost: the presence of older women, the intuitive care of midwives, the quiet ceremony of birth at home. From the fields of Mesopotamia to the palace halls of Versailles, from bloodletting to antibiotics, from whispered prayers to fetal monitors, childbirth has always been a mirror of its time. It reveals our beliefs, our fears, our hopes, and our science. Thank you for letting Purely Med guide you through this quiet journey. Sleep well or stay curious. We'll be here next time to uncover another hidden truth from the body, the past, and the long, slow evolution of medicine.